babawasan po talaga yung presyo. Pero ang kahilingan lang po ng DPWH ay kung pwede po, bigyan po sila ng pagkakataon na i-apply itong CMPD reduction sa bawat proyekto. At hindi po natin kayang gawin to sa pagitan ng araw na to at sa susunod na linggo kung kailan kailangan nating pirmahan yung budget. Pero ang assurance naman po na ibinigay ni Sec Vince ay babawasan talaga yung presyo. Pero hindi pa nila kaya i-determine sa punto na ito kung gaano kalaki talaga yung ibabawas na presyo sa bawat proyekto. I'll let Sec Vince explain that. That is my understanding of the letter that he sent to the Bicameral Conference Committee yesterday. But I will let Sec Vince explain the point later.
Mr. Chair.
Before I recognize Senator Erwin, kami naman sa Senado, Chairperson Mika, gusto rin namin ma-implement yung mga proyekto. Gusto rin ho namin makita yung mga proyekto na mangyari, mapatupad ho yun. Pero ang hindi ho gusto ng Senado ay mag-approve tayo ng budget na overpriced yung amounts o yung presyo na nasa loob ng budget. At alam ho natin na hindi ito budget na ginawa ni Secretary Vince. Ito po ay ginawa pa ng bagong administrasyon ng DPWH na alam rin natin na ngayon ay kinakasuhan at nasasangkot sa maraming anomalya. Kaya ang kami sa Senado, at hindi lang po ang Bicameral Conference Committee conferees, kung hindi I speak on behalf of the other senators and also the leadership of the Senate. Napag-usapan ho namin ni Senate President Tito Soto to, at iba pang mga kasamahan naming senador na hindi ho kasama dito sa conference, kundi kasama ho namin sa buong Senado, na ang gusto ho natin ay masigurado na itong budget na approve ho natin ay hindi ho overpriced, ay hindi po nanggaling sa mga materyales na napakamahal. Dahil ang konteksto ngayon, ang tao wala nang tiwala eh. Wala na hong tiwala dito sa gobyerno ho natin at sa mga proseso ho natin. Kaya ang pinakamagandang paraan para ibalik ho yung tiwala nila ay magkaroon ng budget na tama po ang presyo. At ito na yung pagkakataon ho natin dahil binabalangkas na ho natin itong budget na ito. Ito na ang pinakamagandang pagkakataon na mapakita ho natin na kahit nasa presyo, tama po yung ating ina-approve na budget.
Senwen, lilinawin ko po, matibay po at malinaw din yung panindigan ng Kongreso. Kaisa niyo po kami. Tatanggalin po natin tong parte ng budget, ng pera na nakaukol sa mga projects na considered na overpriced. Ang sinasabi lang po natin, pakinggan po natin si Sec Vince para po maipaliwanag niya na kung ngayon pa lang kakaltasin na maraming mga projects na hindi mai-implement dahil nasobrahan po sa kaltas. Yung iba naman po nakulangan sa kaltas. So yun lang po siguro yung pinag-uusapan natin. Kaisa niyo po kami, gusto nating tanggalin yung parte na overpriced. Pero siguro po, mas malinaw, kung okay lang po, Senwin, let's turn it over to Sec Vince. If I may make a motion to please invite Secretary Vince Dizon to be a resource person to the Bicameral Conference.
Before we call the resource persons, allow our members to say their piece and also to echo their sentiments para ho at least malaman ho natin lahat kung ano yung sa loobin po ng isa't isa.
Senwin, if I may, kasi po, perhaps the best approach would be to let Sec Vince present, and then if all the conferees have questions, because he will be the best person to answer the questions.
Actually, with all due respect, dahil pinag-aralan din ho namin to. No?
Pinag-aralan din po natin to. Alam natin yan lahat.
Siguro bago ho natin patawag siya, ay bigyan ho natin pagkakataon po ang isa't isa na magbigay ho ng kanilang pahayag. So we recognize Senator Erwin too.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Madam Chair. Gusto ko lang po maliwanagan na bakit po natin ipapatawag ang Secretary po ng Department of Public Works and Highways. And when in fact this is a bicameral conference committee, conference po between the lower house and the upper chamber. Di po ba ng Congress and the Senate? Wala naman po nakalagay dito na kasama po executive. Ang tanong ko po kasi, we have given them ample time, Madam Chair, to the opportunity to explain during the committee hearings. Committee hearing po sa Congress, committee hearing po namin dito sa Senate, ganun din po sa plenary debate sa Congress, plenary debate dito sa Senate. Ang worry ko lamang, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, is that we might be creating a precedent na baka hindi na po tayo matapos na tuwing pag meron po tayong pagdidiskusyonan na budget ng isang department o ng ahensya, kailangan po natin ipatawag lagi ang secretary para magpaliwanag sa Bicameral Conference Committee, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair.
Senwin, I'll defer to Representative Rufus
Yeah,
Rodriguez
Mr. Chairman.
to respond.
This is a plenary conference committee. And any committee in Congress, whether it is in the House or in the Senate, has the power to be able to have resource persons to explain things that may not be very clear to everyone. And so we have the power to invite, and precisely there is now an issue on the price index. And therefore, we are saying that let us listen. We will not agree, we may agree, but the point is that transparency requires that we hear the executive. After all, it's the executive that will implement what we will pass. And if the executive says that these are the things that they have to consider, and since they are the ones implementing, Congress does not implement projects. So that is why we are requesting just to hear. We are not going to say that we are going to agree to the letter or the recommendation, but let us hear the real resource person, the agency lodged with the public works and highways of this country. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Before I address that issue, allow me to recognize.
It's important that we put things in the proper perspective. Hindi po Senado ang nagtakda ng presyo. Lahat po ng nakalap naming impormasyon ay ayon sa Department of Public Works and Highways. That's very clear. We did not measure roads. We did not weigh sand and gravel. Hiniling po namin, ayon sa aming mga hearing at plenary session, ang impormasyon sa Department of Public Works and Highways. Example, tayo po ay nagsisiyasat ng CMPD. Siguro, kalahati sa kwartong to, o baka iiba, hindi alam yung CMPD. That's the cost materials price data. Para malaman natin, magkano ba ang asfalto, ang hot mix per metric ton? Sa previous cost, yung nakaraang cost, dahil sinabi sa mga Blue Ribbon hearing, sinabi sa maraming mga hearing, galing na rin sa executive, hindi sa Senado. 13,863.85. Ito po ay galing sa DPWH. Tapos, nagsumite ang executive, ang DPWH, sa chair. Pati kay Senator Lacson, na Blue Ribbon Chair, updated cost, 6,961.32. I-add po nyo yan, ay kalahati. Isa lang po yung asphalt mix, steel sheet pile, U-type per kilogram, 62.07 cost dati. Pag sinabing cost dati, yun daw ang ginagamit ng DPWH dati. Pero yung updated cost, ayon din sa DPWH ngayon, 39.89. Di halos kalahati, 2/3. Marami pa po, hindi naman tayo magko-construct ng bagong PICC. I just put that on record so that it's in historical knowledge and in history, hindi po Senado ang nagtalaga ng presyo ng sand and gravel at ng semento. Ito po ay galing sa DPWH. So, in all fairness to the chair and to the leadership of the Senate whom we met today, Senate President Soto advised us to speak for and in behalf of the Senate leadership that we, based on our knowledge, and that is our job as national officials to get information from the executive. Hindi naman po kami nagising at sabi namin gusto namin, ibaba ang presyo. Siyempre gusto natin. But this is data-driven. It's based on science. And it came from the agency of government. And so they submitted that to us. And therefore, they computed. We are willing to listen, of course. We are reasonable people. That's why we serve the people. But let it be very clear. The senators did not invent the numbers. These are from the Department of Public Works and Highways, the previous administration, and the new incumbent administration. In fact, it was live streamed. You can go back in your records. No less than Secretary Vince Dizon said to the chair, ibaba nga nyo, tanggalin yung mga proyektong to mula sa 800 plus na flood control, naging 625, pwede pa nyong ibaba. Sige, kasi hindi pa namin kayang masukat lahat dahil bago lang ako ilang buwan. So ibaba nyo. And that is the basis. We did not, and the chair did not, put down the cost unilaterally, arbitrarily. It is data-driven. All the facts, many more, came from the Department of Public Works and Highways. Having said that, I am certain that our colleagues in the House of Representatives want a budget reflective of what is due to the people. If it's a farm-to-market road, we don't want it overpriced. If indeed it's 10 million per kilometer, it should be such. If it's 15 million, kung tumaas na ang presyo. Kung magkano ang graba, ayaw natin ng doble ang presyo. Kasi ang ginagastos natin, pero ng taong bayan. Diba? Pag nagtatayo tayo ng bahay kubo, alam natin magkano ba ang kogon, magkano ba ang kawayan, magkano ang konti ng semento. So, I am just clarifying all that, lest it be misconstrued that the Senate invented the numbers just to bring down the cost. Yes, we all want a lower cost, but these were inputs submitted to the Senate by the Department of Public Works and Highways. And I speak like this in behalf of the Senate leadership because we had a caucus 2 hours earlier. I appreciate the patience of our colleagues in the House of Representatives. Thank you.
We recognize Senator Amy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair and Madam Chair. Following on to Senator Legarda's statement, let us first clarify that there has been ample time. August 31 was the appointment date of Secretary Dizon. That was quite a few months ago, during which period, nakailang beses siyang humarap sa Senado, paulit-ulit po ang tanong namin kung talagang sapat itong budget na nilaan. I quote verbatim, September 18, the Department of Public Works and Highways slashes 255 billion worth of locally funded flood control projects from the 2026 budget. And may I quote verbatim, we are revising the agency's budget. Nanggaling sa kanila po. We have removed complicated projects, overlapping projects that are still receiving funding or that have been allocated funding for 2026. Verbatim po, siya nagsabi niyan. Hindi kami nag-imbento niyan. Ngayon, sabi niya, na re-review na raw nila yung initial proposal, nagtanggal sila ng 55.53 billion worth of duplicate or complicated projects or completed overlapping projects. Ang ibig ba sabihin, i-restore yung mga duplicated, completed, and overlapping projects? Doon ako nagtataka. At ano ang garantiya natin na sa loob ng 2 buwan na naman, after 2 months, he may change his mind again, as he has, apparently, yesterday. So from September 18, kahapon, December, nako, baka naman sa Pebrero, iba na naman ang usapin. Ayoko naman ng ganito. Ano kaya talaga ang direksyon natin? Hindi po ito nanggaling sa amin. Narinig naman ninyo verbatim ang quote na yan. Yan ang press release ni Secretary Dizon.
Madam Chair. Mr. Chair.
Representative Pepito Alvarez and then Representative Libanon.
Tama po si Senador Loren, tama rin si Senador Marcos. Ngunit bigyan ko lang ng example na hindi mo ma-apply ito sa lahat ng project sweeping po. Na halimbawa, MBUC, yung asphalt overlay, Mr. Chair. Sa Northern Palawan, ang presyo ng aggregates at saka graba, saka yung buhangin, 1,000 because we have 26 rivers. Napakaraming buhangin doon. Ngunit sa norte, wala ho masyadong ilog. Nag-i-import sila from Mindoro. Lalagay ko lang sa tamang perspective din. So, kung ang MBUC application nyo, as part overlay for the whole of Palawan, tanggalan mo ng 50%, yung norte, hindi mo mapagawa. Sa SOR, pwede. Kasi yun na yung ultimate measure ng DPWH. At saka I'll put it on record, Mr. Chair, Madam Chair, this representation was the one who complained to Secretary Bersamin to remove the 255 billion of people's money from the DPWH budget. It is not a unilateral move from the Department of the Public Works and Highways na sila ang nagtanggal. Ako po, personally, ang nag-complain doon kay Secretary Bersamin nung nandoon siya sa amin sa House. Habang nalulunod ang buong bansa sa flood control, kung maaari, tanggalin mo muna itong 255 billion na ito. Kasi kung hindi namin tatalakayin yung budget ng executive, ibalik muna namin sa inyo. Kinahaponan, na-inform kami na in-instructionan siya ni Pangulo, tanggalin niyang 255 billion na yan. Dito po nanggaling sa akin ang pagtanggal ng flood control. Kasi ang flood control, alam ko po, talagang overpriced. Okay? So ang flood control, pwede mong apply yung overpriced provision. But kung gagawa ka ng MBUC, walang graba sa Northern Palawan, 600 kilometers po ang distansya ng buong Palawan. When you construct in the southern portion, napakaraming buhangin. Sa norte, halos walang graba doon kasi maliliit ang ilog. Puting buhangin lang ang norte. Yun po ang difference. Ang gusto ko lang, mapakinggan natin si Secretary Vince na wag sweeping. Kapag 50% ang MBUC, hindi pare-pareho ang Palawan. Isang probinsya lang yun. Sa Cebu, might be the same. Kasi nag-i-import din sila. Wala sa masyadong graba sa Cebu Nag-i-import din sila. Sa Bohol, wala rin masyadong graba. But in Northern Mindanao, marami po aming graba doon. Sa ibang lugar, hindi ko alam. Kaya nakikiusap kami na pakinggan yung para madinig ng buong bayan. Si Secretary Vince, kasi meron na siyang ginawang ratio Ito na. Pakinggan muna natin. Kasi kami, sa Kongreso, ayaw din namin ng overpriced project. Hindi pwede yun. Hindi lang Senado ang may gusto. Kami, number one. Ako mismo, nagpatanggal ng 255 billion. And that is on record in the House. Thank you. Can I reiterate the motion to invite Secretary Vince para madinig ng buong bansa na hindi pare-pareho. Pag 50%, dapat per project ang implementation. Yun lang ang pakiusap. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman Alvarez, and to Chairperson Mika. Dahil nga dito sa statement na ito at meron ho nga nakasulat ho dito, to avoid inaccurate costing and potential project unimplementability, at ito ay isang apela sa Senado, gusto rin ho namin marinig yung kanyang pag-aanalisa dito po sa isyong ito, itong CMPD/adjustment factors. Pero for the record again, nung nagkaroon ho kami ng 2 hearing sa Senado, klarong-klaro na sinabi niya na may maraming overpriced na items sa loob ng budget. At tingin ko, hindi ho tayo magdedebate na ayaw natin yung overpriced items sa budget. Pare-pareho tayo lahat. Hindi ho tayo magdedebate doon. Ang gusto ho natin, isang budget na malinis, isang budget na ang kanilang presyo ay totoong presyo at reasonableng presyo. Yun naman ang gusto natin yung lahat. Dahil kung tayo ay mag-approve ng proyekto o ng budget ngayon na overpriced, babalik tayo sa dating problema. Yun doon naman ho kami nanggagaling. At again, sabi nga ni Senator Loren, itong application ng CMPD adjustment factor nanggaling ho to sa DPWH. Hindi ho kaya ng Senado, wala ho kaming mga engineers, wala ho kaming mga taong kayang mag-apply ng ganun. Ito galing ho sa DPWH. Kaya doon ho namin kinuha at for the record, sinupply rin ho sa amin yung mga adjustment factors na yun formally at doon ho namin in-apply. Dahil sa Senado, ang aming direksyon ay ma-apply yung tamang presyo sa mga proyekto. So, sige po.
Yes, very quickly, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, very quickly. Hindi lamang kasi yung overpriced sa flood control ang ating concern. In fact, yung hearings dun sa classroom acceleration measure, pati yung DPWH classrooms, overpriced, lumalabas. Kaya kung sinabi nilang overpriced, yung secretary mismo, tapos ngayon ay sinasabing aprubahan natin, ibalik natin yung pricing, ayaw nating pikit matang mag-aaproba at tatanggapin yung kanyang paliwanag na biglang parang 180-degree turn siya, no? Nagbaliktad. Yung dating overpriced, gusto niyang i-restore. Yun ang concern namin. Yung dating sinabi niyang overpriced, ngayon gusto niyang ibalik. Tama ba yun? Kaya dapat lang magpaliwanag siya.
Madam Chair, maraming salamat po sa comment ng mga senators.
Minority Leader Libanan.
Thank you po, Mr. Chairman. Maraming salamat po. Ang isang kailangan nating i-consider din po dito, na hindi lang tayo nag-a-appropriate ng pondo. Ang importante, nag-a-appropriate tayo ng pondo na mai-implement. Kasi kung hindi po ito ma-implement ng tama, walang saysay maglagay ng pondo dito. At sinusuportahan ko po yung pag-imbita sa ating sekretary. Maraming salamat po.
Mr. Chair, I support the request for Secretary Dizon to explain to both houses and to everyone so that we can be clarified. Anyway, from the beginning, sila naman sa DPWH ang nagbigay sa atin ng impormasyon, so we see how it will be revised, amended, taken back, or just explained para maliwanag. So I join the House in asking him to explain to all of us, if that's fine with the body.
Before we invite Secretary Vince, the last words from
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Senator Erwin.
For the record lang, Mr. Chair, just point of clarification, siguro the House should start reviewing yung Section 62 of the Rules of the House na nagsasabi po na in cases where the House does not agree with the Senate on any amendments to any House bill and these measures have conflicting provisions, differences may be settled by conference committees only composed of representatives from both chambers. Yun lang naman sa akin, Mr. President, Mr. Chair, Madam Chair. Thank you po.
Senator Erwin, ito naman ay meron pong concurrence ng both the Senate and the House of Representatives. So talagang hong bihirang-bihira ang nag-i-invite ng resource persons. No? Dahil ito ay pag-uusap o pagpupulong po ng dalawang kapulungan. Pero kung meron pong mga ganitong talagang kakaibang sitwasyon at kailangan ho natin maintindihan ng mas malalim pa ho yung mga issues, with the concurrence of both chambers, pwede naman ho tayo mag-invite. No?
So,
Pero tama ho kayo na ito dapat bihirang-bihira, hindi ho pwede maging regular.
I guess, Mr. Chair, Madam Chair, we have to review our rules. Or in the future, Mr. Chair, this will happen again. Then alam ho natin ang gagawin. There will be no more discussions.
Yeah.
In the future, ika nga bicameral conference between the two houses. Kasi there's already establishing rule na pag may conflicting, hindi talaga magkasundo, pwede na tayong patawag, magpaliwanag yung sa executive department, Mr. Chair. Yun lang naman ang punto ko, Mr. Chair. But I do agree. Sige, let's bring him in. Pero in the future, Mr. Chair.
Tama ho kayo. Talagang hindi ho pwede maging regular to na kung hindi ho tayo nag-agree, merong third party na papasok. Hindi ho talagang, but in this case ho, dahil technical to, about engineering, about pricing, something na hindi ho natin expertise, no? Lahat ho dito. Kaya in this very special circumstance, and with the agreement of both chambers, we will invite Secretary Dizon to explain this issue. So
Mr.
with
Chair.
that, yes, do you want to say the last words, Senator Amy?
No, nagre-react lang po ako. Vince Dizon is no engineer. He's an economist and a political aide.
That's true, but he's the Secretary of Department of Public Works, and he was the one who made that statement during the public hearings in the Senate, and he also is the one who supplied the adjustment factors in CMPD to the Senate. So with that, with the concurrence of the House, we can invite Secretary Dizon as a resource person of this.
With the concurrence of both houses, there being a motion from the House and also motion by Senator Lauren, we then approve the, any second? From the Senate po.
Second.
The motion is hereby approved. We invite Senator Vince Dizon to please step into the room. Secretariat, please call, what did I say? Senator, my apologies. Secretariat, please call Secretary Vince.
Chair. Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, can I suggest Secretary Dizon not to sit in line with the Senate panel? He must sit somewhere where the whole public can see him. If he may. May camera ba? Okay.
So, Secretary Dizon, you're recognized, and please limit the discussions to the adjustment factors as well as the CMPD. Yan po yung issue on hand. And also, this is in response to your statement. Once again, the Department of Public Works and Highways has requested the Senate to restore the deducted amounts from the projects of 2026 DPWH proposed budget as a result of the reductions in the construction materials price data. So this is in response to your motion for reconsideration.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. To the Chairman of the Senate Conference for the BICAM, Senator Win, to the honorable senators present, to Chairperson Mika Swansing, the head of the House Bicameral Conference, and the members of the House of Representatives, good afternoon. I will be very brief, just a few slides po to present. But before that, I think it's very important po for me to make it very, very clear why we are all here discussing this very, very important and, quite frankly, unprecedented reform measure that the President initiated this year, which is the reduction of the construction materials price data, which has never been done at this level and in this breadth. Ang Pangulo po mismo ang nag-instruct sa akin na ibaba ang presyo ng simento, ng bakal, ng asfalto, ng graba, ng buhangin, at iba pang mga materyales na ginagamit sa pagpapagawa ng ating mga kalye, mga tulay, mga classroom, at iba pa. Hindi pa po ito ginagawa in the past. No, dati po, nagbababa lang ng budget by 10%, pero yung level of detail po na ginawa ng administrasyon ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos ay ngayon pa lang po nagawa ito. Importante po ito dahil nung kanyang SONA, ang Pangulo po mismo ang bumulgar sa isa sa mga pinakamalaki o siguro pinakamalaking corruption scandal sa history ng bansa. At sabi niya, enough is enough. Kailangan reformahin na natin ang DPWH. And this is a testament to the President's vision of making the DPWH more transparent and removing all forms of corruption, beginning with the overpriced materials. So, tama po ang Senado at ang Kongreso. Sinabi ko po paulit-ulit na dahil sa utos ng Pangulo, binaba po namin ang presyo ng iba't ibang materyales sa pagpapagawa ng ating mga iba't ibang proyekto sa DPWH. Tama din po na nung pong public hearing, ito mismo ay inanunsyo ko at inimplement na po namin with a special issuance that was issued 2 months ago. At ito ay sa kasalukuyang ini-implement na nga po din po namin, hindi lang para sa mga proyekto for the 2026 budget, kundi pati sa mga proyekto ngayong 2025 na hindi pa napoprocure. Ito nga po ang naging suggestion mismo ni Senator Lauren Legarda nung public hearing at tama po siya doon. At yun po ay ginagawa na rin po namin. Ngayon po, ipapaliwanag ko lang po sa Senado at sa Kongreso kung ano ang proseso para gawin ito ng tama. Yun lang naman po. No? At bago po ako magsimula, gusto ko lang po siguro i-correct yung mga iba't ibang mga balita na naririnig natin. Unang-una, hindi po totoo na ibinabalik na po ng DPWH yung dating presyo. Hindi po totoo yun. Nakita ko po yun sa social media kahapon pagkatapos namin ilabas ang statement, narinig ko din po ngayon. Hindi po totoo yun. Ang presyo po na ibinibana natin ay hindi ibabalik sa lumang mas mataas na presyo. At sa tingin ko po, dahil sa reforma ng Pangulo, hindi na ito imababalik in the future. Dahil sino pa pong presidente o DPWH secretary ang pwedeng magbalik nito na ngayon na naibaba na natin sa tamang presyo. Yun po ang unang-una. Ikalawa po, wala pong ibang project na ipinapabalik ang DPWH. Wala po. Whether flood control project or kahit anong project, wala po tayong laman, wala pong laman yung ating kasulatan kay Senator Win Gatchalian at sa House contingent na nagsasabi na pinapabalik po natin ang iba't ibang mga proyekto. Wala po tayong pinapabalik na kahit anong bagong proyektong tinanggal na. Whether yan ay flood control, tulay, kalye, multipurpose building. Wala po tayong pinapabalik. Ang hinihingi lang po natin is yung pong binawas na 45 billion approximately. Next slide, please. Sorry. I'm sorry. Wala pa ba yung slide? Ibalik po ulit para po ma-implement po ito ng tama. Kasi while it is true that the President told me and instructed me to bring down the prices of materials in order to eliminate overpricing, he also is very conscious of our desperate need to ramp up our infrastructure spending and our infrastructure implementation. We all know that in the past quarter, the economy only grew by 4%. And this is largely because of the cut in public expenditure, especially in infrastructure. And the President does not want that to happen. Our fear is, and I will show later some examples, that the cut made using our adjustment factors, as Sen Win correctly pointed out, across the board, across roughly 10,000 projects in the General Appropriations Bill, may result inevitably in projects that will end up being unimplementable because of the way that they were applied to the various projects. And I will show that in a few slides. So ito lang po ang aming hinihiling. Hindi ho namin, ulitin ko, hindi ho namin ibabalik ang presyo ulit at itataas. Ikagawa, wala po kaming project na ipapadagdag ulit. Wala pong ibabalik. Wala pong duplicate project na tinanggal na ibabalik. Wala pong flood control project na ibabalik. Klaro po yan. And if I just may go to our statement and how DPWH, according to the engineers I have with me, there are, I think, 4 of them here. Many of them have been in DPWH for decades already. Ang proseso po is kapag binago ang cost ng materyales, kailangan pong gawin ng DPWH, iisa-isahin ang lahat ng proyekto. Dahil ang bawat proyekto po, iba-iba yan. Merong mas maraming simento ang gagamitin, merong mas maraming bakal ang gagamitin, may mas maraming graba ang gagamitin. Depende po yan dun sa program of work. At bawat proyekto po ay iba-iba ang program of work. Kaya po yung mga presyong ibinaba, kailangan po yan i-apply sa program of work ng iba't ibang proyekto, roughly totaling 10,000 projects. Pagkatapos po baguhin ng POW, ang pagbabago ngayon dun sa presyo ay i-reflect na sa bagong approved budget of contract, yung ABC. Kapag po nabawas na yon, bababa po ang ABC. Depende sa laki ng binaba ng presyo, depende kung saan. Tama po si Congressman Alvarez na depende sa lugar, depende. Depende ang presyo ng semento, ng aggregate, ng graba, ng buhangin, ng asfalto, depende sa lugar. So kailangan po yan iisa-isahin. At kapag po nababa na yung ABC, yung approved budget of contract, ito na po ang magiging bagong budget. At ito na po ang ipapublish ngayon para ipabid at iprocure ng DPWH. Yan po ang proseso. So ito lang po ang gusto namin ipaliwanag. Ngayon po, gusto ko pong magpakita ng mga example ng mga proyekto nandun sa isa sa mga 10,000 proyektong naapektuhan nung pagbaba ng Senate dun sa mga project costs. At dito po makikita natin na hindi po talaga nating pwedeng ibaba na lang ng basta-basta across the board. No? And next slide, please. These are projects, for example, for asphalting in Region 4B and Region 7. In the GAB, in the House version, the budget was 41 million pesos. In the third reading Senate version, it was cut to 12.9, roughly 13 million pesos. Roughly by 68%. And I understand, naintindihan ko po kung saan nanggaling yung 68%. Dahil po para sa asfalto at sa Region 4B, yun pong pinadala nating adjustment factor sa Senate Finance Committee ay 68%. So, ang ginawa po ng Senate is yung pong budget ay kinat ng 68%. No? So, naiintindihan ko po yun. Pero kung gagawin po natin yung paraan na ang ikakat lang ay yung materyales. Remember po, ang materyales ay parte lang po ng cost ng isang project. Materyales, labor, equipment, at syempre kailangan din po ng contractor's profit, no? Which is roughly about 8 to 10%. So, if we apply po yung 68% sa materials only, ang kalalabasan po ay 23% reduction or yung pong 41, bababa po ng 31.5 million. Which means po, meron pong 18 million na mawawala sa pondo ng proyektong ito. At dahil dun po, mahirap na pong i-implement yung proyektong yon. So, on the other hand, meron din naman po na proyekto na baliktad naman. Asphalt overlay din po ito sa Region 7. Ang original price po ay 25.54. Pero dahil nga po ang average factor sa Region 7 ay minus 3% lang, ang cut lang po ng Senate ay from 25 to 2.4 million, roughly 1 million lang po ang naging cut ng Senate. But if we apply the factor for that specific project given the program of work, it is actually higher. It is not 3%, but is actually minus 37%. So meron pong additional savings doon. No? If I can go further, no? This is for asphalt overlay. Concrete road construction. Ganun din po, no? Sa Region 2 naman, 90 million po. Ang reduction po was 15% because that was the adjustment factor for Region 2 for cement, etc. Ang naging cut po ng Senate was from 90 million to 76.5 million, a reduction of 15%. But again, if we follow the process and only reduce in the price of materials, the cut is only 6%. So, although ito po hindi masyadong mataas, pero meron din pong impacto sa implementability ng proyekto. No? But at the same time, sa Region 4B naman, dahil 4% lang po yung yung aming adjustment factor for 4B in general. And 4B po is very special, no? Kasi kahit isang region po yan, iba-iba pong isla yan. Iba-iba po ang sitwasyon sa Palawan, sa Mindoro, sa Romblon, sa Marinduque. Iba-iba po yan. No? Kaya mahirap pong mag-cut lang based sa adjustment factor for that region. So if we apply the adjustment factor in prices, actually, mas malaki po dapat yung cut. Instead of just 4%, it is actually 17%. So may additional savings po na 7 million. So, Mr. Chairman, Madam Chair, yun lang naman po ang gusto naming ipaliwanag. Kaya po kami naniniwala sa DPWH na dapat po ang eksekutibo na ang mag-apply ng mga pagbabago sa presyo. Dahil po yung proseso na ginagawa ng DPWH ay nandyan na. May proseso po tayo para i-apply yung mga reduction. At ito po, mami-minimize natin yung risk na magiging unimplementable or inviable yung proyekto. Pero po, ito po, panghuli ko na lang pong sasabihin ito. Naiintindihan ko po at naiintindihan din po ng Pangulo yung pag-aalinlangan. DPWH has practically zero trust sa ating mga kababayan. And naiintindihan ko po na mukhang mahirap po kaming pagkatiwalaan. Naiintindihan ko po yan. No, na baka pag yan ibinalik sa versions ng HGAB at sasabihin, kami na lang ang gagawa ng pagbaba, naiintindihan ko po na hindi kami pagkakatiwalaan na gagawin namin ito. Kaya po, naglabas po ako mismo ng department order, which again has never been done, mandating all regional directors, all district engineers to implement this strictly. At kung hindi po ito i-implement, we will not authorize the procurement of these projects. And if they do not implement it, yan po ay may kaakibat na mga penalty, both administrative and possibly even criminal. Ginagay po namin yon and we have given copies of the department order I signed to the members of the Bicameral Conference Committee. Yun po ang gagawin namin. Alam ko po, mahirap po kaming pagkatiwalaan. Pero yun po ang hinihiling namin sa inyo ngayon. And obviously, with Congress's oversight function, anytime po, pwede nyo po kaming i-check kung ito po talaga ay ginagawa namin. Lalong-lalo na po, nag-launch na po ng ating Pangulo ang transparency portal ng DPWH. Meron po doon live streaming ng lahat ng mga bids. Makikita nyo po doon, pag pinablish po, mako-compare nyo po, binababa talaga ng DPWH ang cost ng mga proyektong ito. At kung hindi po namin binaba, patawag nyo po kami. Pero ako po, sinasabi ko po sa inyo, I will not allow it. We will not allow it po. Under the department order, we will not allow it. Yan po talaga, kailangan naming i-aproba bago yan i-publish for bidding. Kahit na po magdagdag tayo ng step sa pagpo-procure ng mga proyektong ito, it's worth it to ensure that these projects are implemented with the right prices that we have already prescribed. So with that po, Mr. Chairman, Madam Chair, honorable members of the Bicameral Conference Committee, uulitin ko po, inutos po ng Pangulo na gawin natin ito. This has never been done before. And we will never renege on the promise of the President and the instructions of the President to reform DPWH. And we will never bring back the prices to where they were before. Dahil nga po, alam naman po nating lahat at alam po ng buong Pilipinas na matagal nang overpriced ang presyo ng DPWH. Maraming salamat po.
Yes, Senator Lawrence recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I know we had to check whether the rules would allow a member of the BICAM to ask questions, but it is important that we seek clarification from Secretary Dizon. Do you accept the fact that it was the DPWH through you or maybe your staff during hearings and in the plenary that actually advised the Senate to cut the cost, because indeed in the previous administration you claimed, and it's on record, that the cost of some, not all, projects might have been overpriced?
Ma'am, this needs clear clarification. In the Senate hearings and in the plenary, we admitted that the prices were overpriced.
Okay,
Absolutely.
that's all why-
Absolutely. Ma'am, but I think it's very important. No?
Yeah.
We also said that we are going to bring down the cost,
Yes.
which we did. But in the same hearing, and I have it on record, Mr. Chairman, Madam Senator, that when I was asked on how to implement the changes in the prices, I put it on record that the best way to implement is for DPWH to implement it by going through each and every project and bring down the cost based on the programs of work of each and every project. That I put on record, Madam Chair. Mr. Chairman.
Very
Thank you po.
clear, very clear. And we spoke about the CMPD, the cost price data, and the DUPA, the detailed price analysis as well. We were in a conversation outside of this hall. Can the good secretary please just tell us on the overprice for asphalting? Because that's what you mentioned to me. That is a so-called notorious item that you said must be brought down.
You are absolutely
You
correct.
whispered something in my ear, which I think the body should know so that it's on record. But you said it's necessary to have that project. But this is what you said is easily seen to be overpriced. Can you just
Absolutely.
kindly put it on record, Secretary? Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Madam Chair, I will just read our table.
Simple na lang. Ano yung sinabi po nyo na madalas overpriced at sa inyong karanasan na maikli sa ahensya ay yung
Asphalting.
overpriced? Yeah.
Asphalting po ay nag-range po ang overprice ng asphalting from 30% to 68%. Totoo po yun. And I gave an example. In fact, kaya po ang ginamit kong example ay yung 4B. Kasi po sa 4B, on average, overpriced po ng up to 68%. Pero yun nga po, as pointed out also by Congressman Alvarez, who is former governor of Palawan, iba-iba po ang presyo. No, so meaning, hindi po pwedeng kung overpriced po ang Region 4B on average ng 68%, hindi po pwedeng i-apply yung 68% sa lahat ng proyekto, sa lahat ng iba't ibang...
I think that was mentioned, that's very clear.
Yes.
So thank you for
Thank you
putting
very
that
much po.
on record. In fact, my comment to Secretary earlier was, my God, all these years naloko pala tayo. I feel so bad. I feel so, we didn't know. There was up to 68%. So may I please walk us through this proposal? May we understand, please, kung merong nasa gaana na proyekto and you will restore the amounts there but implement the CMPD that is correct and accurate on the ground depending on the district office in the regions, what will you do with the savings? Please explain to us. It will encourage, of course, people to save if they can have a longer road. Please walk us through ano po ang mangyayari sa matitipid na pera sa proyekto.
The rules po and savings are very clear. No, pagka meron pong savings, ito po ay i-declare ng departamento as savings at ito po ay later on, upon approval of the President, pwedeng gamitin to augment projects. No? Klaro po yun. No? And this will be treated in the same way. Unless, of course, Congress will choose to have a special provision to cover this. Depende na po yun sa Kongreso.
Okay, very
Thank you
clear.
po.
That's what I wanted to put on record, that the savings that will be had in that district or area cannot be used to extend a road. Because I heard some comments, kung 1 kilometro, pero maka-savings ay siguro magiging 1.2 kilometers. Hindi po allowed yun kasi ang GAA line item is the 1 kilometer road. So the savings will have to go back to Treasury and the Office of the President would have to declare it as savings. And so there will be a kitty of savings that can be used. Will the savings, per the process that you envision, go back to the district as a district project, or will this go back to the national fund and will be used elsewhere? And I ask this for and in behalf of the congressmen and women because, pag savings, di ba? Dapat magandang quality, hindi substandard, pero yung matipid. Magaling dyan si Gob Alvarez. So, hahaba ang kalsada, dadami. Kung maka-savings, dapat balik sa Palawan, baka makarating ng iba or baka hindi ibigay. Siguro yun ang nasa isip nyo, di ba? So gusto natin malaman, kung may savings ba, tas assuming OP ang mag-approve, babalik ba yan sa distrito or mawawala din? Hindi yan incentive magtipid hindi sa congressman, sa mga distrito. We want to know what is the process you envision. Thank you.
The process is really the standard process, Madam Chair, no? And everything will be approved by the Office of the President. So to your question po, pwede po bang pumalik sa district? Opo. Pag po ito ay in-approve ng Pangulo, pwede pong bumalik sa distrito yan. Pwede po bang hindi dun sa distrito yun bumalik? Pwede din po. No? Pero may rules po yan. But if I may lang po focus on the issue of incentive. No? I understand po the point of the good senator. But in this case po kasi, the reduction of the CMPD is mandatory. It is not about incentive or disincentive. The department order we have issued mandates, requires all the RDs and the DEs to bring down the cost based on the new cost of materials. It is not an issue of incentive or disincentive. Thank you very much.
Does that mean that the DPWH, along with the congressmen and the senators, will exercise strong oversight on the projects to see if the CMPD in that area, which we have a copy of already, will be followed?
Absolutely, Madam Senator.
But certainly, there will be savings because this is a NEP which you did not prepare.
Absolutely.
So there will be savings. Yeah.
Yes, and we already gave an estimated amount. Again, this is estimated. This will have to be borne out by the actual adjustments per project, but we are estimating roughly about 60 billion pesos in savings when the CMPD is implemented for all projects under the 2026 budget. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you. I will allow my colleagues
Madam
to
Chair.
ask further questions. Thank you.
Yeah, Madam Chair.
I would like to recognize Representative Brian Yamsuan.
Madam Chair, we have talked about the step-by-step engineering process that we're implementing dito sa ating CMPD. And ang tanong ko lang, Secretary Vitz, kasi syempre lahat ng mga kababayan natin nakatingin sa atin doon sa mga presyo at lahat. Kaya gusto mo ibalik dahil yung sa estimate natin, kailangan natin gawing tama. At yun din ang sinabi ni Senator Win Gatchalian na we have to do this right. Kailangan natin gawing tama. Pero syempre, kailangan din tignan natin yung sa ekonomiya. Kung naging unimplementable ang ating mga ibang mga projects natin dito sa dahil dun sa sweeping yung pag-adjust natin at nagkamali at naging unimplementable, ano ang cost nito bilang isang ekonomista din? Ano ang cost nito sa ating bansa?
Maraming salamat po. Napakaganda po ng tanong. No? Hindi ko po masasabi right now kung ano ang exact cost. No? Pero pag ang project po ay hindi ma-implement, unang-una po, malaki po ang economic cost niyan dun sa komunidad kung saan hindi ma-implement yung proyekto. Unang-una po yun. At ikagawa po, pag ito ay pinagsama-sama natin, inad natin lahat yan, malaki po ang magiging cost niyan sa ating ekonomiya. Dahil po, pag ang project po ay hindi na-implement, meron pong mga construction worker na hindi magtatrabaho. Meron pong mga hardware, hindi mabibigyan ng simento at ng bakal. Meron pong mga kumpanya na hindi kikita. So malaki po ang impact nito pag ito ay pinagsama-sama. Pero mas importante din po yung epekto sa komunidad. Kung yan pong proyektong yan ay kailangan ng komunidad at ito po ay hindi na-implement, kawawa din naman po yung komunidad na yun.
Maraming salamat kasi talagang yun ang concern din namin sa aming mga distrito kasi yung economic activity, napaka-importante niyan para sa ating bansa. At alam naman natin, ang gobyerno ang pinakamalakas talagang gumastos pagdating sa mga proyekto at inaasahan namin sa aming mga distrito. Yung economic activity nagsisimula dahil sa mga proyektong ginagawa ng ating pamahalaan. At yung concern din ng ating mga senador, nakukuha din naman natin. Gusto natin gawin na itong tama kasi nga nakatingin silang lahat sa atin ngayon. At ang tingin ko, mas kailangan natin tignan talaga yung economic impact more than ever. And I recognize the work that Secretary Vince Dizon is doing kasi mahirap talaga now to really adjust everything and at a short period of time. Pero nagagawa natin at siguro ang tingin ko kailangan din natin humingi ng tulong sa ibang mga ahensya na pwedeng tumulong sa atin upang mas lalo natin mapaganda yung sitwasyon ng lahat in terms of the pricing also. Yun lang po, Madam Chair. Thank you very much.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair, Mr. Chair.
Senator Erwin first and then Congressman Abbott.
Mr. Chair, may I just ask, kasi po dito sa hawak po nating papel na itong day 2 natin, disagreeing provisions, napansin ko lang po kasi dito, under po sa Department of Public Works and Highways, parang 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Parang 8 line items lang po ito. Parang puro, kaya nga po, Mr. Chair, siguro I would rather ask the committee chair na kung pwede siguro in a separate page kasi baka pagdududahan tayo na tayo may mga insertion. Samantalang ang ibang agencies like NIA, Mamil Pump Irrigation, Santa Maria Pump Irrigation, nakalagay po. Dito, hindi mo natin malaman. Hindi nga, kanina pa namin sinisurvey ni Senadora Amy kung saan dito yung kalsada, kung saan dito yung road repair, rehab. Wala ho eh. So, can we siguro po, bukas, pwede natin ilagay kung kakayanin pa, item by item, para makita naman ng kababayan natin na kung saan napupunta po. Kasi po dito, Convergence and Special Support Program. Ano ba itong Convergence Support Program? 234 billion po ito sa House. Sa atin, umakyat pa 259 billion. Sa Bridge Program, bumaba. Sa Asset Prevention Program. Maybe we can explain further, Mr. Chair, para po sa kaalaman ng mga kababayan natin, ano ho ba talaga ito mga ito? Kasi baka sabihin po, may tinatago po tayo dito. That's all, Mr. Chair.
We'll take note of that, Senator Erwin. We'll take note of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I'd like now to recognize Representative Albert Garcia.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair. From what I gather, sa aking naintindihan dun sa pinaliwanag ni Sec. Vince, ang sinasabi po niya is context changes everything. Kailangan magkaroon ng konteksto yung project kasi may uniqueness, may peculiarities ang bawat project. as also explained by Congressman Pepito Alvarez a while ago. May malalayang lugar, may malalapit na lugar, iba-iba yung presyo ng materials, kaya hindi pwedeng sweeping or one size fits all. So we have to consider the context of each project para maging practicable nang sa ganon ma-implement at gumalaw yung local economy aside from the direct benefit of the project, katulad ng sinabi ni Kong Brian. So, pag ganon, I think it's very logical and reasonable na yung i-consider natin yung konteksto nung proyekto para ma-implement at malagay talaga yung tamang presyo. So, there's a lot of engineering districts all across the country. Lahat yan may konteksto, may uniqueness, may peculiarities. Yun ang dapat i-take into consideration ng ating engineering team under DPWH at yun ang gawing price ng material. Tapos, ang ating Pangulo at ang DPWH naglagay na po ng mga transparency portal. So aside from namomonitor yung mga nagawang projects, mamomonitor din po yung mga gagawing projects. Real time. So in context, yung mga local civil engineer society, local church leaders, mache-check in context. At ito po yung pinapangako ni Sec Vince na they are open to being checked or being critiqued by the local civil society, local experts, or to anyone else para in context din ma-check kung tama yung mga materials na nakalagay. So, I guess, like what the chairman said at sinabi ni Chair Mika kanina, wala po tayong arguments dito. Gusto natin yung tamang presyo para mapakinabangan ng ating mga kababayan at talagang mabawasan or totaling mawala yung corruption. The Senate and the House, our President and our agencies are one with this goal. At kailangan lang natin ilagay sa konteksto nang sa ganon, tama at praktikal yung ating ginagawa, ma-implement, makinabang directly sa proyekto at indirectly dun sa trickle-down economy at yung 4% natin na GDP, hopefully, unti-unti na pong tumaas. So, thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Senator Kiko.
Yes. During our caucus this afternoon, Secretary Dizon, we were discussing the matter with Senator Legarda. And she quoted you directly as saying, in one of the hearings, if I'm not mistaken, na, number one, kung pwede, tanggalin ninyo. Tama? Tanggalin na ninyo. At pangalawa, if I recall correctly, dahil hindi ko rin magagamit, tama ba? Or hindi ko rin, kumbaga, inaayos pa namin yung, maybe... Yes. Yes. Could you?
Yes.
Maybe Senator Legarda can help me here. I just want to understand that because kung yun ang pagkaintindi ko, bakit pinababalik nyo ngayon yung pinatatanggal ninyo?
Unang-una po, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, Senator Pangilinan. Unang-una po, tama po yung sinabi ni Senator Goren. Sinabi ko po talaga, overpriced yung mga budget na yan. At ibababa namin ang presyo. Ginawa na namin yon. Ang pinag-uusapan po natin ngayon talaga is, paano po natin i-apply ang pagbaba ng presyo. Sinabi ko po sa hearing, nung tinanong po ako, pwede na ba nating ibabayan lahat ngayon? Ang sagot ko po, at tinanong ko po, nung time na yun, ako po 2 buwan pa lang ata sa DPWH noon. Tinanong ko po yung ating mga undersecretary, assistant secretary, director. Tinanong ko, kaya ba nating ibaba na ngayon? Ang sabi po nila, Sir, libo-libo po ang proyekto ng DPWH. Kahit na po ilang buwan, kahit na hindi na tayo matulog, hindi po natin maa-adjust yan ng ganun-ganun lang ngayon. Kailangan po yan, unang-una, ma-finalize muna yung listahan ng mga proyekto sa General Appropriations Act at bago i-procure o ipabid out, dun natin ibababa isa-isa. Yun po ang prosesong sinabi sa akin na dapat gawin. Kaya po ang request ko po nung hearing, sabi ko po, kung pwede po i-retain at kung kinakailangan po, magkaroon po ng special provision para nga po dun sa concern din ni Senator Loren, para masigurado yung matitipid, magagamit ng tama. Lahat po. So, yun po ang aming posisyon nung public hearing. Pero po, nung nakita nga po namin yung third reading copy ng Senate, nakita nga po namin na ibinaba yung mga proyekto at ginamit yung adjustment factors na binigay po namin kay Senator Win. Yun po ang nag-prompt sa amin na sumulat. At mag-request na kung pwede pong ibalik dun sa levels ng HGAB at yung pong pag-implement nung adjustment sa presyo, DPWH na po ang gagawa prior to procurement. Para po masigurado na per project, tama po yung deduction. So yun lang po, Mr. Chairman, ang laman ng aming sulat nung isang araw. Para lang po masigurado na ma-implement ng tama yung price reduction and hindi po makompromiso yung yung integridad ng proyekto at siguraduhin mai-implement pa rin siya. And Mr. Chairman, uulitin ko po, para din po magkaroon ng comfort ang Senado, ang Kongreso at ang ating mga kababayan, nag-issue po kami ng department order strictly mandating the implementation of the new construction materials price data. And if they do not implement, then there will be accompanying stiff penalties that will be imposed on any district engineer, regional director, or anyone that does not do the same. Maraming salamat.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair.
Follow up? Yeah. Thank you. Halimbawa, dito nagtanong si Senator Aquino, no? Across the board cut, nabanggit po nyo, initially 20% po yung nabanggit across the board cut sa inyong budget kung hindi po makikita yung mga changes na nais natin makita. Let's go for the real price of these projects, sabi po ni Senator Aquino. Sabi niyo, opo, we fully support the efforts of the Senate. So dito, yun din, sa iyong namungkahi po ni Senator Loren na across the board cut, napag-usapan po namin yan. So you said, opo, we fully support the efforts.
Mr. Chair, again, if I may be allowed to put that exchange in context. During this hearing, there was no reduction in the prices of materials yet. Kami po ay nagre-review pa lang noon. Kakautos pa lang po ng Pangulo noon na rebisahin ang presyo ng mga materyales. Kaya po, ang Senado nagsabi, kung hindi gagawin ito ng DPWH, ikakat na lang ng Senado ng 25% across the board. At ako po ay nag-agree doon na kung hindi namin magagawa, in time, kasi at that time, hindi pa po namin nagagawa, we welcome a across-the-board cut of 25% sa mga iba't ibang proyekto. Yun po yung konteksto nun, Mr. Senator.
Yes, just for the record, no, I hope you understand. Yung konteksto, kasi konteksto rin ang pinag-uusapan natin, no? Konteksto doon sa construction, yung probinsya, yung region. Konteksto din dito kasi, nakita natin sa mga flood control hearings yung 25%. At nakita natin, or at least we were inferring, kaya siguro kaya overpriced ang mga ito dahil kailangan mong i-accommodate yung 25% na dinideliver sa mga proponent, etc. Di ba? And that's why, ang concern namin ngayon, bawasan natin, at binawasan ng Senado, of course, now you're saying may context yung sinabi ninyo. No? Sa amin, sinabi cut, di ba? Across the board cut. Yun ang pagkaunawa namin based on your inputs. And therefore, I hope you can understand na heto tayo, binawasan natin dahil nga overpriced, tapos ngayon ang hinihingi, hindi ibalik ninyo. Yun ang concern. Paano natin ipapaliwanag sa tao yun? No, na yung hinihingi, yung desisyon namin para kaltasan dahil sa kayo mismo ang nagsabing overpriced, ngayon, kailangan namin baguhin yung desisyon at ibalik yung kinaltas namin dahil overpriced. Paano matutugunan yung overpriced na binibigyan mo? Kumbaga sa sunog, hindi kaya nilalagyan pa namin ng dagdag na gasolina yung apoy? Kaya sa pagbibigay ng ganong klaseng ibalik yung pondo?
Mr. Chairman, I think thank you very much po. 100% po, agree po ako sa inyo. Ang issue po ay overprice. Totoo po yun. Nakita ko po talaga, overprice po talaga. Overprice po ang semento, ang bakal, ang asfalto, lalo ng asfalto, ang graba, ang buhangin. Hindi po tayo nagkakatalo doon, Mr. Chairman. Ang sinasabi lang po namin, yung paraan ng pagbabawas, dapat po gawin project per project. Project per project po dapat gawin yon. Dahil po kung hindi po natin ang gagawin ng project per project, meron pong mga proyekto, katulad po nung pinakita ko sa presentation kanina, na lalabas po, hindi na po mai-implement dahil sobra po yung pag-apply nung reduction. Yun lang naman po. Lahat po, maniwala po kayo, lahat po ng proyekto ng DPWH, dahil po sa pagbaba ng presyo ng construction materials na minandate ng ating Pangulo, bababa po lahat yan sa 2026. In fact po, kahit po yung ngayong 2025, bumababa na po ngayon yung mga hindi pa napapabid. Pero, kailangan po gawin natin yon ng tama na hindi natin i-risk na yung mga proyekto na kailangan ng mga komunidad, hindi na mai implement. Kamukha po nung nakita natin kanina. And at the same time, Mr. Chairman, kung mapapansin niyo po, meron po ako nakita doon na sobra yung bawas, pero meron din pong kulang ang bawas. Meron din pong kulang. So, what we are saying po is, please allow the executive to do its job in implementing this the way it should be implemented, which is project per project. Yun lang po. Wala po tayong argument na overpriced ang materyales. Totoo po yun. At kailangan po talaga natin ibaba. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Senator Kiko, for mentioning that. Sec, Vince, kung sinabi mo lang nung hearing ay wag namin bawasan yung budget, di sana hindi na binawasan ng chair. Kami na lang sa implementation ang magbabawas, di wala pong ganito. Pero I'm not blaming you kasi I don't think there's a misunderstanding. Alam naman buong Senado, including the leadership, hindi ka naintindihan. We just wanted to make it clear. Nanggaling po sa inyo na bawasan nyo ang budget ko. You kept on saying, even Senator P, everyone, bawasan nyo yung budget ko kasi talagang hindi akong gumawa ng net na yan. Di ba yun ang sabi nyo eh? Kaya po, ang LB Remo at lahat nagpagod. Kundi na kami sa magpapagod, nakailang walang tulog. Bawasan nyo ang budget ko kasi talagang overpriced. Sasayan pa, pwedeng across the board. You're very aggressive about it. So, yun siguro ang pinagtataka ni Senator Kiko at marami. And I ask this in behalf of Senate President Soto because, of course, he was not attending all the hearings, but he's getting the information from the chair and all of us so that we can also appropriately advise the leadership about what transpired today.
Thank you very much. If I may, Mr. Chairman, just respond. Unang-una po, ang budget po ng DPWH ay bumaba na po ng mahigit 40%. I think this is the lowest DPWH budget since 2019, if I'm not mistaken. Ikalawa po, tama po kayo. Sinabi ko po, nung ako po'y tinanong, okay lang ba i-cut ng 25% kung hindi nyo maibaba ang presyo ng cost of materials? Because at that time, hindi pa napapababa. Ang sagot ko po was a resounding yes. Was a resounding yes. So, pero nga po, nung nakita po namin yung epekto sa ibang mga proyekto, hindi po lahat. Napansin nyo naman po, dun sa iba nga po, kulang yung bawas eh. Hindi nga po sobra eh. I think it is incumbent upon us also to ensure that the projects listed in the General Appropriations Act, once it is passed, are all implementable. However, given what you saw in the example that we gave, there is a risk that some will not be. And this is again a request. Of course, the power of the purse lies with Congress. And at the end of the day, the executive will abide by whatever General Appropriations Act is passed. But I think it is incumbent upon us in the executive to also point this out. And I think importante din po yun, no? Because while I'm sure none of the senators would also want projects to be unimplementable. And I think it is incumbent upon us to point that out and to clarify and inform the Senate and Congress about it. Thank you po.
Madam Chair, just a follow-up on that questioning.
I'd like to recognize Minority Leader Marcelino Lebanan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Madam Chair. Yung statement mo, Secretary, kanina, ay sinabi mo na dahil sa sobrang pag-apply ng deduction, may mga project na hindi may implement. At sa aking pagkaintindi, mga 10,000 line items ito. In terms of percentage, ilan sa tingin mo pag sinubrahan natin ang pag-apply ng deduction, ilang percent ang hindi may implement?
Mr. Chair, maganda po yung tanong, pero mahirap pong sagutin. Kasi ulitin ko nga po, kailangan po ito iisa-isahin natin. Iisa-isahin natin ang bawat proyekto, yung 10,000 proyekto na yan, para po malaman natin kung ano ang magiging unimplementable at ano ang magiging implementable pa. So, pagpaumanhin nyo na po ako at hindi ko po masasagot ngayon yung tanong na yun.
Kaya nagtanong po ako dyan, dahil ano ang consequence natin sa GDP rating natin next year? At ano ang magiging consequence dahil sa mga pinakita mong data? Kung sabihin natin 50% hindi mo ma-implement, anong mangyayari sa countryside? Roughly, sa construction business ng public works, umaabot tayo ng 4.5 million workers unofficially na nagtatrabaho. Kung 50% ay hindi natin ma-implement, mayroon tayong mga tao na mawawalan ng trabaho na 2.25 million. Ganito po kalaki ang desisyon na ito. Maliban lang sa mahihirap na umaasa ng trabaho, ang ekonomiya, ang production ng construction materials, maraming maapektuhan. Kaya maganda na yan na napapakinggan po natin si Secretary Vince Dizon dito. Maraming salamat po.
Mr. Chair, quick response lang po. Doon pa lang po sa pagbabawas ng halos 40% sa budget ng DPWH, malaking epekto na po yan sa ekonomiya. Dahil alam niyo naman po, ang ekonomiya natin ay malaki po ang construction sa porsyento na nagpapatakbo ng ekonomiya natin. At napakalaki po nung nawala sa budget ng DPWH. Doon pa lang po, malaki na po ang epekto. At madadagdagan po yun kung merong mga proyektong hindi mai-implement ng tama. So, yun lang po. Again, at the end of the day po, Congress will decide on the budget and the executive will abide by what Congress passes. But I think this is very important po na i-inform po namin ang Bicameral Conference Committee about yung potential epekto nito.
Mr. Chairman, Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I withdraw.
Very quickly.
Senator Lauren first, I think.
Yeah,
Okay
no,
na? Sige.
just Secretary Dizon, I hope you understand, no, na based dun sa hearings and the transcripts are here, inamin mo na overpriced, nagkaroon na exchange, bawasan natin yung taba. Sinabi mo, yes, bawasan natin yung taba dahil nga yung taba na yun yung overpriced patong, may tongpats Pero ngayon, babalik ka sa amin at sasabihin, wag nyo nang bawasan yung taba. So, naintindihan ko, merong peculiarity or granularity. Iba-iba ang sitwasyon sa bawat lugar. Kaya, hindi natin masasabing across the board. Pero baka naman pwede natin sabihin, okay, hindi at, kumbaga, baka maaring bawasan pa rin natin, siguro mas maliit na halaga, pero bawasan pa rin natin dahil maliwanag may taba So I hope you understand yung logic behind bawasan natin yung taba, may mga overpriced, pero wag yung tanggalan yung budget namin. Medyo mahirap may paliwanag, lalo na kami ay sumunod lamang dun sa panawagan at pakiusap at pagkakaintindi na up to 68% na ang overprice So, parang we don't want, ayaw namin masabing pikit mata namin ibinalik yung pondo kahit na sinabi sa amin na meron talagang overprice dyan. So, paano natin aayusin o ano ang maaring hakbang moving forward? Para ma-address natin yung taba, but at the same time, yung inyong ability to deliver, di ba? Hindi rin hindi naman makokompromiso o ma-undermine. Yun yung ating hinahanap ngayon. Ano ang dapat gawin moving forward to address both issues. Both issues are important. Your issue of being able to deliver and come up with these projects because of the economic implications is valid. But it is also valid na yung mga overpriced kailangan nating tugunan at pagbibigay ng parehong pondo na alam nating tinatanggap na overpriced, parang mahirap lununin.
Mr. Chairman, again, wala po tayong debate o disagreement dito. Ika-clarify ko lang po. Ang presyo ng mga proyekto sa 2026 budget ay siguradong bababa base sa bagong kostas ng materyales na ipinasa na ng DPWH. Sigurado pong bababa yan. Ang tanong na lang po siguro is, sino ang magbababa? Ang Kongreso po ba? O ang Senado po ba? Or ang Ehekutibo po ba? Yun lang po. Ngayon, dun sa tanong po na yon, desisyon po ng Kongreso ito. No, desisyon po ng Kongreso ito. Kung pagkakatiwalaan niyo po kami na kami ibababa, kami ang magbababa base sa pinasana naming bagong kostas ng materyales at dito sa ginabas naming department order na minamandato ang lahat ng mga district engineer at regional director na siguraduhin magbaba ng presyo, then yun po ang mangyayari. Pero, like I said, inaamin ko po, wala pong tiwala ang taong bayan sa DPWH ngayon. Kaya naiintindihan ko po yan. Naiintindihan ko po. Kaya siguro po ang masasabi ko na lang po is we leave it to the wisdom of Congress. We leave it to the wisdom of Congress. But I think that is the issue at hand. No? As to mas konti ang baba, again, iiwan na po natin yan sa wisdom ng Kongreso. No? Kung ano po ang magiging desisyon dyan. Ako po ay pumunta lang po dito para sabihin po sa bicameral conference na ito po ang implication nung nakita naming mga pagbabago dun sa Senate third reading version na lumabas nitong nakaraang linggo. Yun lang po, Mr. Chairman. Salamat po.
Madam Chair.
I have to
Sen.
explain
Lauren-
also and clarify.
Sen. Lauren,
Sorry.
it's the
It's
House's
House term.
turn
Yes,
po.
yes, yes.
My
Okay.
apologies.
After. Thank you.
Thank you.
for that.
May I recognize Representative Javi Benitez?
Madam Chair, thank you. Secretary Vince, thank you so much. I'd like to manifest to thank the Secretary for coming to this bicameral conference because siguro kung napresenta po mas maaga today, baka mas maaga po tayo nakapag-start. But thank you for that. Mukhang na-clarify po ang maraming mga iniisip ng mga bicameral committee members dito po. And I'd like to ask the good secretary dahil para hindi na tayo siguro paulit-ulit. I think I also wanted to ask much about the economy dahil sinabi po na ekonomista po kayo. Pero I want to ask a simple question. I think it's among all of our minds. No? We are for a good, clean governance and for a budget that is fair and impactful for the people. Gusto lang itanong, Mr. Secretary, do you think, can you commit that the safeguards that you're putting now with the DPWH, hindi na po mauulit ang mga nangyari sa nakaraang budget? Because gusto nang narinig ng nating po lahat, ng taong bayan, we want justice, kung may guilty man, may kulong sila. And we also want long-term solutions. No? So with this in place, do you think, good Secretary, hindi na mauulit ang mga dati pong nangyari for the next year and the next years ahead?
Ulitin ko po yung sinabi sa akin ng Pangulo. Hindi na pwede yung nakaraan, yung kalakaran ng nakaraan, hindi na pwede yung dating gawi. Kailangan baguhin natin ang sistema sa DPWH. At yan po ang ginagawa natin ngayon. Sinimulan po natin dito sa pagbaba ng presyo ng mga cost of materials. Sinundan po nung ginaunch ng Pangulo ang Transparency Portal. At marami pa pong mga ibang reformang parating. So, masisigurado ba natin na mawawala na kung may sagawa po natin ang mga lahat ng mga reforma with the support of Congress, mangyayari po yan. Pero ito po ay proseso. This will not happen overnight. This will not happen overnight. This is a process of reform, of change that needs to be relentless, that needs to be consistent. No, there is no silver bullet. Kahit na po ibaba natin lahat ng presyo ng ng materyales, hindi magic bullet yan para po masolve to. So with the support of Congress and with the will of the President, we can do it, but it is a process and we need to be relentless and consistent with the reforms that we will be initiating.
Mr. Chair?
Yeah. So, actually gusto ko lang ho sundan yung sinabi ni Senator Kiko. Kay Secretary Vince, ako may tiwala ako sa inyo. Sinabi ko na yon sa mga iba't ibang pagdinig natin. Pero ngayon, napakahirap po namin pagkatiwalaan po yung mga district engineering offices. To be honest about it. Diba? Hindi ko linalahat, pero napakahirap po pagkatiwalaan. At alam na ho natin, itong mga project na ito, hindi ho dadaan dito sa budget. Hindi ho dadaan ho ito sa inyo. Diretso ito sa District Engineering Office. Tama po ba?
Tama po.
So, diretso. So, ano yung in-approve naming budget dito? Diretso ho ito sa District Engineering Offices. Tama?
Mr.
Tama?
Chair, opo.
Yeah, tapusin ko lang ho. So, alam ko, linilinis niyo ho ang mga hanay ng District Engineering Offices, buong DPWH, pero that will take time. Habang ho kayo, kailangan relentless, tuloy-tuloy, dapat ho walang patid, pero that will take time. Ang hindi lang ho namin kayang gawin, dahil alam ho namin na mayroong mga overpricing dito sa budget na ito. Tapos, pag na-approve ho natin at diretso ho yung budget sa District Engineering Office at hindi pa ho nalilinis, Itong mga corrupt officials, gagawa at gagawa ho yan ng paraan para magamit yung pondo. Nasabi niyo ho kanina na 30 to 68%. Ito mataas na temptation to. Kung alam nilang overpriced by 68%, gagawa at gagawa ho yan ng paraan. No? Sana, kung kaya niyong linisin yung hanay, next year, walang problema yon. But that will take time. Kaya nga, ang sabi ako, sang-ayon po ako sa sinabi ni Senator Kiko, gusto rin namin ma-implement yung project. Ayaw namin mahinto ang ekonomiya natin. Ayaw natin mag-stall. No? Ayaw natin biglang tumigil ang ating ekonomiya. Pero ayaw rin ho natin ng mga overpricing items sa loob ng budget. Kaya ho namin ginawa ho to. Kaya humingi kami ng payo sa inyo. In fact, doon sa 2 hearing. In fact, DPWH lang ang nagkaroon ng 2 hearing. Dahil humihingi ho kami ng payo ho sa inyo. No? At dahil nga nasabi nyo, overpriced ho yan, ang response ho namin, ito na ang budget season, pagkakataon ho natin, linisin yung budget. No? But then again nga, ayaw rin ho namin na magkaroon ng problema sa pag-implementation. Ngayon, kaya humingi ako, pareho yung aking mungkahi. Dapat may action rin ho kami ngayon na dapat gawin para masigurado ho namin na yung pepermahan ho naming budget ay alam ho namin walang overpricing. Yun po yung aking pananaw ho dyan.
Mr. Chairman, just very quickly kasi nabanggit yung pangalan ko. Naintindihan ko yung kinakailangan magkaroon ng mga economic activity, di ba? Construction. Naintindihan ko yun. Dahil nga yan ang magbibigay buhay at trabaho sa hanap buhay at bubuhayin ang ekonomiya. Pero wag nating kakalimutan na kaya nga nagkaletse-letse yung ating growth dahil sa corruption. Kaya ang hirap kinakailangan balansehin natin. Yung kagustuhan nating magkaroon ng economic activity, magkaroon ng construction activity, magkaroon ng trabaho sa kanayunan, pero tandaan natin, kaya nga natigil ang nagkaproblema sa ekonomiya dahil sa corruption.
Mr. Chairman, if I may respond nga po. Baka matawa po kayo dito, pero kahit po ako wagang tiwala sa mga district engineer. Actually, to be quite honest, no? Magtatatlot kalahating buwan pa lang po ako dito. Kaya nga po naglabas kami ng department order na minamandato namin sila. Kahit na po ang pondo ay dediretso sa mga district offices, kami po ay naglabas ng department order para masigurado na ibababa nila ang presyo. At hindi po namin i-approve ang kanilang pagpapabid kung hindi nila ibaba ang presyo. Pero I think ano na po ito. I think lahat naman po tayo nagkakaintindihan na ayaw natin ng overpriced. Ayaw na ayaw po namin yan. Kung pwede kang po talaga, no, na i-cut na natin ngayon, if it's humanly possible to cut now, we would do it. It's just that according to our engineers, not the district engineers, but the engineers in the central office, for us to go through each and every project out of 10,000, 12,000 projects, talagang hindi po kakayanin. So kaya po kami nagdesisyon na magpadala ng sulat sa Senado. Pero again po, ulitin ko, we will leave it to the wisdom of the Senate kung paano po mag-resolve ito. Salamat po.
I would now like to recognize Representative Pepito Alvarez.
Suggestion lang po ito, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair. Kasi naglabas na si Sig Benz ng order sa lahat ng kanyang mga DE tsaka RDs na kung may bidding, at least sundin na itong presyo ng mga materyales. Given that he has given the RDs and the DEs the instruction to cut out the fat if there is any. Kasi ho, as I explained earlier, ang presyo ng buhangin sa Southern Palawan is only 1,000 pesos per cubic meter. Ang presyo ho sa norte, sa MBUC, 2,500 pesos buhangin or graba kasi nanggagaling sa Mindoro. Ganon din sa mga steel materials. Ganon din sa simento, wala po kaming cement plant sa Palawan. Since my guideline na ang DPWH, let them create the surplus or the savings and let them return the savings kung hindi niya magamit, return to Treasury. Yan po ang suggestion ko. And let us not cut the budget right here now para ma-implement lahat ang project and let him commit to return. Kasi your 54 billion that is last now is only amounting to 13.5% of the 400 billion worth of projects. If the Good Secretary can commit that out of this table, he can save at least 20% doing the biddings regularly without any corruption, then the savings would tantamount to about 80 billion. So 20%. Because right now, your 54% is only 13.5%, Secretary Binz. So that's just a suggestion that we don't cut the budget, but let him return to Treasury or let him return or show the savings at the end of the contract period. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair,
Senator Legarda, we're doing...
I yield always
Yes.
to
your
Senator
former client.
Lauren Legarda.
Thank you to my lawyer. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Para po maliwanag, Sec Vince, ulitin ko lang yung nagsimula tayo an hour ago. And your statement where you're asking for a motion for reconsideration in the words. So, ibig niyo pong sabihin, yung mga binigay niyong mga numero, mga dokumento nung hearing at LB Remo na naging basihan nung aming committee report, second and third reading, para maliwanag po, hindi po inimbento ng aming LB Remo, galing po sa DPWH. Yes, put on record kasi.
Yes, opo.
Okay,
You're
thank you.
absolutely correct.
Thank you. Okay. Para maliwanag, lahat po yan, hindi namin inimbento galing sa DPWH. And we've read your statement, humihingi kayo in your own words, motion for reconsideration na nagkamali, reconsider, or ibang pamamaraan, hindi na sa batas, pero sa implementasyon. So, I just wanted it clear, in all fairness to the Chair and the LBRMO, hindi po kami, ang Senado, ang sumite ng numbers, galing po sa DPWH, at hinihiling nyo na ibalik yung hiniling din yung ibaba. Tama?
Hindi po, ma'am.
Okay,
Unfair naman po yun, ma'am. No?
Explain.
Unang-una,
Oo.
tama po na yung sinumiti naming numero ay galing sa amin. But these were regional averages per material, asphalt, cement, etc. What we are saying po, that para po makuha natin yung tamang presyo kada proyekto, kailangan po i-apply natin kada proyekto. Hindi po halimbawa, nung kaninang ehemplo natin, na ang Region 4B sa asfalto ay 68% on average, ito po ay in-apply sa lahat ng proyekto ng Region 4B. Yun na po ang tama. At pinakita po natin sa dalawa nating example kanina, meron pong sobra, merong kulang. No, so it's not so much the data, but it was on how the data was used. So, yun po, no? So, yun naman po. Baka ako kasi, nako-confuse natin ang taong bayan, eh. No, it is not about the data. It is about how the data was used and applied. So, yun lang po.
Hindi naman nako-confuse. Kina-clarify ko lang kasi nanggaling yung computation sa inyo na ginamit.
Hindi po. Nanggaling po yung datos sa amin. Kung paano siya ginamit ng LBRMO at in-apply across the board, hindi po galing sa DPWH yun.
Correct. The data came from you and it was extrapolated, whichever, but these are tabletop estimates, as you said, and you're asking now na imbis na ibaba because as Senator Kiko quoted, sabi niyo ibaba yung budget, wag na lang ibaba yung budget, ibalik na, pero sa implementation, sa proseso, dun ibababa.
Opo. Again po, no, I think para kang magiwanag sa publiko. Ang presyo ng lahat ng project sa DPWH for 2026 ay bababa. Sigurado, 100%. Lahat po yan ay bababa. Bakit po? Dahil binago na po ng DPWH ang costas ng materyales. Ngayon, ang tanong na lang po dito, sino ang magbababa? Ang Senado ba dito sa third reading version or ipapaubaya ba yan sa DPWH na i-apply on a case-to-case basis sa mga individual na proyekto. Ibig sabihin po, ng case-to-case, titignan po ang project sa Palawan, South Palawan District, at i-apply ang presyo ng simento doon. Bababa po yung presyo ng project doon for sure.
Okay.
Pero po, ang risk lang po kung susundin natin yung nasa third reading version ng Senado is magkakaroon po ng mga proyektong tulad nung pinakita ko kanina. Yun lang po. Pero po, syempre, kung yan po ay okay sa Bicameral Conference Committee, then okay lang naman din po yun sa DPWH.
Let me just set an example para, yes, thank you for your answer. So it's clear the data came from DPWH and we adopted it in the committee report, third reading version, and we acknowledge that there is a letter request to the chair and the secretary, DPWH, is asking for a motion for reconsideration na ibalik sa dating cost, but it will be implemented per district, per region. Example, yung preventive maintenance. According to El Baremo, more or less, there's 50 billion in the DPWH budget. And sa aking kaalaman, yung preventive maintenance, parte dyan yung asphalt overlay. I'm not sure how much, assuming lang, 20B of the 50B ay asphalt overlay sa preventive maintenance na 50B. And from 30 to 68% yung sabi nyong tongpats or overpriced. Sabi mo ng 68, yung sukdulan na overpriced. So ibig sabihin may 13.6 billion, kung 20 billion yung asphalt overlay nationwide na ipapasa ng Senado knowing that it is overpriced. That is a computation here, and I wanted to ask you, you're asking us to put back the amounts, knowing fully well and from your statements that it's overpriced. Pero sabi nyo, isalang-alang sa inyo at sa inyong mga district engineer na sabi nyo hindi nyo pinagkakatiwalaan. So paano po yun? That's difficult. And I ask this in behalf of my colleagues here, hindi lang ako. So I don't want to look kontrabida here. We were having a discussion here. Kasi you admitted you don't trust some, not all, of your district engineers. Then you're asking us to pass a budget that is up to 68% overpriced insofar only as asphalt overlay is concerned, and assuming it's 20 billion of the 50 billion under the column of preventive maintenance. So 13.6B, maaring masayang, matongpat, so I don't know, whatever you call it, it's a waste and it will be part of corruption. So please explain paano mo kami makukumbinsi tungkol dyan. Thank you.
Ulitin ko po, kaya po kami nagpasa ng department order para masigurado na i-implement ang pagbaba ng presyo. Hindi po ito kung gusto lang nila o ayaw nila, ito po ay mandato sa lahat ng district engineer, whether may tiwala ako sa kanila o wala, kailangan nilang gawin yon. Kung hindi po nila gagawin yon, hindi po natin papatuloy yung proyekto. Kung hindi natin makita yung pagbaba sa presyo na nararapat. With also, kung titingnan niyo po yung aming department order, meron din pong penal provisions, no, kaming ginagay doon. This has never been done, no, in DPWH. So, yun po ang aming paraan. Pero uulitin ko po, no, it is an issue of trust. Really, it is an issue of trust. And I understand that this department has zero trust. But we are trying our best. We have already brought down the prices, which has never been done before based on the President's directive. We have issued a department order mandating all the regional directors and the DEs to implement it. Now, if the Senate still doesn't believe that we will do it, again, no, ma'am, no. I don't trust them, but I trust the department order that we push forward. Because they cannot not implement it. Because we will not allow it under the department order. They cannot begin procurement unless we see the prices go down to the levels that they are supposed to go down. So, but like I said, it's an issue of trust po, and we submit to the wisdom of Congress. We are here just to inform the Bicameral Conference Committee of possible implications of the Senate version, and tell you about our safeguards that we have implemented. But of course, at the end of the day, it is the decision of the Bicameral Conference on what to do and how to proceed. Thank you very much.
Madam Chair.
I would now like to recognize Representative Albert Garcia.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair. Dear colleagues, from just to provide perspective dito po sa ating nagiging discussion. Number one, klaro na ang executive, ang House at ang Senate gusto talaga nating matanggal yung taba at malagay sa tamang presyo ang bawat material sa bawat proyekto. So that is clear. Lahat tayo, yun ang gusto natin. Number two, itong mga presyo na ito, nanggaling kay Secretary Vince during the budget hearing ng DPWH sa Senado. Galing sa kanya, at nung, just to be clear, nung tinanong ng Senado, kung i-apply natin tong presyo na ito, ay pwede na nating ibaba. Sinabi ni Sec Vince, from what I hear, it is a conditional yes, na kapag hindi magawa ng DPWH through the leadership of Sec Vince, pwede nating i-impose or pwedeng i-impose ng Senado yung reduction in prices. So yun ang narinig ko sa back and forth. So it was a conditional. So ang tanong ngayon, katulad ng sinabi ni Sec Vince, sino mag-a-apply nung reduction? Is it the executive or the BICAM or Congress? Yun na lang po yung natitirang tanong. Malinaw kay Sec Vince na Kapag ginawa natin dito at kinat natin yung prices, they have no other recourse but to follow. Kasi batas na yan eh. Pero sa aking konting kaalaman with regards to how our government works, sila yung implementing agency. So sila dapat mag-apply, tayo mag-provide ng napakaraming safeguards together with kung ano nang nasimula ng DPWH, ng ating Pangulo, at nung special provision na gagawin pa natin, katulad nung line of questioning ni Congressman Benitez. Anyway, Congress has oversight powers. This is very clear. Kung nireduce ng Senate ng 54 billion, what if monthly, or quarterly, pag-reportin natin ng DPWH, are we going closer to this 54 billion per project pagdating sa savings na matatamo natin because of the adjustments and system na ginawa ng DPWH, mamomonitor natin na kung hindi man real time, at least almost real time, either monthly or quarterly. And at the end of the year, sinabi nga ni Sec Vince na it's about trust. So I'm reminded of President Ronald Reagan when he was dealing with the Soviet. Trust but verify. So ito, pagtiwalaan natin sila yung implementing agency and they're trying to do what they can para baguhin yung DPWH. Pero wag full trust, i-verify din natin regularly kung nai-hit natin kung tama itong numero na ito na naibawas. And at the end of the day, or per reporting, makikita natin if we're hitting the target na in-apply ng Senado. So, isa lang pong suggestion so that we can move forward.
We don't have enough information to cut it now.
At this point, I don't think we have enough information kung pwede tayong magkaroon ng sweeping reduction na 54 billion. Pero kapag project with its own peculiarities, uniqueness, and in context, baka madagdagan pa yung 54 billion. Pero at least mabe-verify po natin as time goes on at we can hold DPWH to account na sigurado kung ano yung kanilang commitment man na ma-reduce ay talagang mangyari. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Recognize
Just very
Senator
quickly. Just very quickly, Secretary Dizon, since you yourself have mentioned na mayroong mga hindi kayo napagkakatiwala ang mga district engineer or regional, pati ba RD? Halimbawa, moving forward, I'm just curious, have you effected a reshuffling of the district and regional, the RDs?
We are in the process of doing this, Mr. Chairman. Most likely po, we will complete a full reshuffle within the first month or month and a half of 2026. Pero marami na pong napagitan. Gago na po yung mga nakasuhan at nakulong na.
Thank you, thank you.
Senator Erwin? Or do you have
Mr.
any? Alternate tayo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to recognize Representative Rufus Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And can I propound some clarificatory questions to the Honorable Secretary Vince Dizon? Thank you. There are allegations that